B'Shem Hashem Keil Olam, the name of Hashem, God of the world, as the pasuk says in Tehillim, Mo ahavti saresecha, how much I loved your Torah, Kol hayom hisichasi, all day it is what I speak about, which is very appropriate, that pasuk of Tehillim for Sefer Shema, the second book, Sefer Ahav, it's the book of love, which Hilchos of Sheish, there are 6 halachas, and this is their order, which they're all this idea about things that cause us to love Hashem, His Torah, and that all day we speak about these are things that in our common daily life, which is the theme of the Sefer of Ahava, after the Sefer of Mada, and their order: Hilchos Kri'as, the laws of the recital of Shema; Hilchos Tefillah, Birchas Kam, the laws of davening and of the Birchas Kohanim; Hilchos Tefillin, Mezuzah, B'Sefer Torah, the laws of the Tefillin that we wear, and the Mezuzah on our doorpost, and the Sefer Torah that we read from and learn from; Hilchos Tzitzis, the laws of Tzitzis; Hilchos Brachas, the laws of blessings; and Hilchos Midah, the laws of circumcision. Which these are all constant things that involve us and engage us with Hashem and the love of Hashem. With that we begin Hilchos Kri'as, the first of the 6 halachas of this Sefer of Ahava, which mitzvah sasei, there is one mitzvah, positive commandment, and that is likros Kri'as pamayim bayim, to read from the recital of Shema 2 times a day. Ubir mitzvah, and the explanation of this mitzvah is beprokim elor in these chapters, which there are 4 chapters. The first to discuss the actual kriya of the Shema, and the second to discuss regarding things that hold back and the exemptions of saying Kriya Shema. And that would begin Perek Rishon, the first chapter, discussing the Kriya Shema, the brachas, and the zman, the time of when one should say the Shema. As Rambam begins halacha alpha regarding the mitzvah. Pamayim b'chol yoyim, 2 times every single day, Kerem Kriya Shema, we recite the recital of the Shema. Be'erev uvabayker, in the evening and in the morning, Shema says in the pasuk in Devarim, uv'shach b'chov kamecha, which doesn't mean when you're laying down or getting up, it means when you're laying down and when you're getting up, which is b'shosh derech b'nei adam sheichin, at the time when it's normal for people to lay down, v'zehu layla, that's the night time, uv'shosh derech b'nei adam oimim, and the time when people get up, v'zehu yom, and that's the one in the morning. Halacha based. Now, umahu kairi, and what does the person say? Sholosh parashas, 3 parashas, 3 paragraphs from the Torah. They are Shema, which in Devarim Perek Vav pasuk Daled, V'hayim Shemaya, which over there in Perek Yud Aleph, starting in pasuk Yud Gimel, and Vayem, which in Bamidbar Perek Tezvav, starting in pasuk Lamed Zayin. Umagdim and Likras Parsha Shema. Now we start with those 3. We start with the Parsha of Shema. Nishish b'yichud Hashem, because it has the unity of God, which is Hashem Lekeinu Hashem Echad. V'havasa, and His love, which is V'havta Hashem Ekecha. V'tamudei, and the learning of the Torah, which says over there V'shnantam lebenecha. Shuhu ha'ikra gadol, which that's the primary principle, meaning referring to the first idea, shakol told that everything depends on, which is, as the Rambam says in Hilchos, he said that Torah Perek Avav, that the main primary principle is the unity of God, to believe that He's one, and that's why we say Shema first, because it talks about Hashem Echad. And then the second one after that is V'hayim Shemaya, the parasha of, and if you're going to listen, Shish B'tzivoy al Shar Kal Mitzvahs, where there's a command regarding all the other mitzvahs of Hashem. And the third one is the parasha of Vayema, the Torah that mentions tzitzis. Shagam hiyesh b'tzivas chiyas kol mitzvah, where there is also a command of remembering all the mitzvahs, but it doesn't have the love of Hashem and Talmudai, like it says in parashas Vayim Shemaya, and therefore it's the third one. Halacha Gimel. Now, although the mitzvah of wearing tzitzis is not applicable at nighttime, because it says you should see it, which excludes nighttime, which is not a time when you could see. Still, you read that parasha, the third one of Yemer, at nighttime, because it has also over there the recalling of leaving of Mitzrayim, from Egypt. Now, a mitzvah haski, it says mitzvah b'yem b'layla, and there's a mitzvah to recall leaving Mitzrayim by day and by night. Like it says in the pasuk in the bottom, which is mentioned in the Haggadah, that you should remember the day that you left Egypt, all the days of your life. The word koil is l'rabos, also the night time. Ukriya shalosh parashas elu. I'll say this in now. The recital of these 3 parashas in this order. Here on the Kri'as Kriya Shema. This is what is called in halacha the recital of Shema. Halacha Daled Hakor Kriya Shema. The one who recites Kriya Shema, when he finishes the first pasuk of Shema, so then he says silently, Baruch Shem, blessed is the name, Kavod Machusei, the glory of His kingdom, La'olam Va'ed, forever and ever. And then he goes and continues saying in his normal way, the next, which is part of this first parsha of Shema, till the end. Now the question is, why do we say the Shema like this, but the pasuk of Baruch Shem doesn't belong over there in the middle of the parsha of Shema? So that's the Rambam Maseres Hibiyadenu. It's a tradition in our hands. At the time when Yaakov Avinu gathered his sons in Egypt, B'shas Mesas, at the time of his death, Tzivam, he commanded them, Vizerzam, and he inspired them, Al Yichud Hashem, on the inspiration, on the unity of God, Val Derech Hashem, and on the path of Hashem Shalach Ba'Avram Yitzchak Aviv, that his father and his grandfather Avram and Yitzchak had gone in. And he asked them, and he said to them, Bonai, my sons, Shema yesh bechem pasos, maybe amongst you there is an invalid one over here. Misha ino imi beyichud Hashem, someone that does not stand with me with the unity of God. Like Moshe Rabbeinu said to us, says the Rambam in Devarim Chavtes, maybe it's going to be amongst you a man, a woman, etc. That his heart is going to stray today from Hashem, our God, etc. So this is what Yaakov was asking his sons. So Anuchulim Ba'amru, they answered and they responded, Shema Yisrael, hear, O Israel, Hashem Lakeinu Hashem Echad. Hashem is our God, Hashem is one. Claim in other words. Shema Mimenu, hear from us, Avinu Yisrael. Yaakov in his name was Yisrael. Our father Yisrael, Hashem Lakeinu Hashem Echad. Hashem is our God, Hashem is one. So Pasach Hazakim Ba'amru, so the elder Yaakov opened and he said the words Baruch Shem Kavod Machusay La'olam Vod, which were words of thanks to Hashem that his sons were righteous and there was no psul amongst them. Therefore, the custom is by the older Jewish people to say the praise that the elder Yisrael had praised after this pasuk of Shema. But since Moshe Rabbeinu didn't say it, it's not written in the Torah, so they instituted it should be said balachash as a whisper. Now, Lachai continues with the birchas Kri'as Shema. When someone recites the Kri'as Shema, he makes brachas before it and afterwards. By Yom in the morning, by daytime, there's two brachas before the Shema and one afterwards. By nighttime, there's two brachas before and two brachas after that. And Rambam continues with halacha vav. So what's the bracha before the Shema by the daytime? Which we said there's two brachas by Shachris. So that Hashem creates the light and he forms the light and he creates the darkness, etc. That's the bracha of Yitzah Ma'iris. And the bracha Shni, the second bracha is a Havas on Maftanu, an everlasting love. Hashem, you have loved us, which talks about Torah. Those are the two brachas before. And the bracha after that is Emes V'Yatziv, that it's true and it's certain. This idea that is mentioned within that bracha. Bracha Rishonah Shlomo Balayla, the bracha that the first bracha that's before Shema by nighttime by Ma'ariv is Ma'ariv Aravim B'chulu, which Hashem makes the nighttime come, and Shnila, the second one is Ahavas Olam, an everlasting love based Yisrael, the Jewish people, Amcha Havta B'chulu, you people that you love, etc. And then the two afterwards, Bracha Rishonah Shalachara, the first bracha after Shema is Emes V'Emunah, true and it's faithful, and Shnila, and the second one is Hashkivenu, Hashem should lay us down in a peaceful way. Halacha Zayin. Now, Bracha Rishonah Shalafneha, the first bracha that is before the Shema, Bein Bayim Bein Balayla, whether in the daytime, which is by Shachris, or at nighttime, which is by Ma'ariv, Pesach Baruch. You open up that first bracha with the word Baruch, and you conclude that first bracha with a Baruch. Now, however, the rest of the Birchas Kri'as Shema, after the first one, you conclude the bracha with a Baruch to Hashem, but you don't open up with a Baruch, like you do by Hamar V'Rav, you open up Baruch to Hashem, you know. The reason is for the concept of bracha smuch lechaberto. When you're doing one bracha after another, only the first one opens up. The other ones don't, because it's continuing from what was before, but you end with a Baruch to Hashem. Now, brachas say these blessings, imshar kol brachas, with all the other, meaning the majority of all of the brachas haruchas b'fi kol Yisrael that's organized in the mouth of all the Jewish people, Ezra hasefer uvizdina tiknun. Ezra described, which he was the one that took up the Jews from Babel for the second Beis Hamikdash, and his core tiknun, they instituted them. And no person is permitted to diminish from them or to add on to them. That is, in the place where they instituted that you should end the bracha with a Baruch Ata Hashem, and you ended up without ending off with a Baruch Ata Hashem. And in the place where they instituted that you should not end with a Baruch Ata Hashem, what's called bracha ktsara, like a bracha on a fruit, a bracha samitzis, where you just say Baruch Ata Hashem, and you say by Pri'etz, you don't end up with a Baruch Ata Hashem by Pri'etz. So in the end up with a separate ending. In the place where they instituted not to open up with the word Baruch, meaning with the word Baruch Ata Hashem, so in your then you're not allowed to open up. Like you start off Ha'avas Olam. You don't start with Baruch Ata Hashem Ha'avas Olam. And Mokum Sheskin Liftech, a place where they said they instituted you should open up with a Baruch Ata Hashem. In your you're not allowed to start without opening up without Baruch Atah Hashem. Which calls the rule of it is as follows: Kol Hamashana, whoever changes from the text that the sages had instituted in the precise wording of the blessings, is mistaken, and he has to go and make the bracha over again according to the appropriate text. Now, Rebbe does not say emes v'yatziv in the morning, and v'emes mun ba'arbis, and the precise bracha of emes mun by Ma'ariv, he has not fulfilled his obligation. Halacha ches, hiktim bracha shnei lebracha rishayim. If let's say he said the second bracha before the first bracha, bein b'yem, bein b'layla, with the b'shachar, about Ma'ariv, bein lafneh, bein lachra, whether the bracha is before Kri'as Shema or the bracha is after Kri'as Shema, Yatzeh is fulfilled the obligation. Lefisha ain't say the brachas because there's no necessary order regarding the blessings. Now, if by Shachris, Pasach Yitzar, which is the appropriate bracha, but he ended it the wrong one, he ended the Ma'ariv bracha. Let's say he's not filled the obligation. Let's say Pasach b'Ma'ariv, let's say by Ma'ariv. He started, let's say he started Shachris b'Ma'ariv in Shachris, the wrong bracha, the Ma'ariv bracha. V'sim Yitzar, but he ended the right way with Yitzar, with Yitzar Ma'ariv, so Yatzeh has fulfilled the obligation. So do be'erev, let's say by Ma'ariv. Pasach b'Ma'ariv, he started the right way with Ma'ariv, but B'sim Yitzar ended with the way you end bracha Yitzar Ma'ariv, Yatzeh is not filled the obligation. Pasach b'Yitzar, let's say he started the wrong way with Yitzar, B'sim Ma'ariv, but he ended the right way with Ma'ariv, then Yatzeh is filled the obligation, which, as Rambam says, the rule of it is, Shekol ha'brachas holchas achar chasim asin. All the blessings go after the way you ended. So whether Shachris or Ma'ariv, if you started the wrong way and you ended the right way, it's good. If you started the right way, you ended the wrong way, won't be good. Halacha tes now continue with the zman of Kri'as Shema, the appropriate time. Zman halacha tes, zman Kri'as Shema belayla. What is the time of when to say Shema at night? So mitzvasa mishas yitzias hakachavim. The mitzvah is from the time when the stars come out at chatzei halayla until midnight. If someone violates this ve'echer and he delays v'kara and he says Shema ad shaloi olam ad hashachar past chatzei, past midnight, but he does it before it's the break of dawn, which that's the light that the spark of light starts coming up in the eastern front before the sun comes up around an hour and a fifth, around 72 minutes before the nets. It's fulfilled the obligation. Because the sages didn't say that Kri'as Shema was only up until midnight. So it's just a distance a person from negligence. Because if you're going to have all night, you're going to do whatever and fall asleep. You're not going to end up saying it, and you wake up, it's already the next day. So rabbinically they require, but after the fact, one could say it up until Alois HaShachar. Halacha Yud. If someone says the Shema of the nighttime after already the break of dawn, but before sunrise, he's not filled his obligation. Only if it was something beyond his control. He was intoxicated and he couldn't say Shema. Or he was sick, or some things like that. Now, someone who is beyond his control that is saying Shema at this time after Alois HaShachar but before Netzachama, it doesn't say the bracha of Ma'ariv, the one of the two brachas after the Shema, because now is not a time of going to lay down, it's the end of laying down. So you don't say Hashkivenu, but it still will qualify for for saying of the Shema. Halacha Yud Aleph. Ve'ezehu zamana bayim. What's the time of saying Shema during the daytime? So mitzvah says she'ascha likra is koid manetzachama. Really, the mitzvah is to start saying the Shema before sunrise, because yigmar likrois ulevarach bracha achronis, so that you can finish saying the Shema and to say the last bracha of Birchas Kri'as Shema, which is the bracha of Gol Yisrael, im hanetzachama, right by sunrise, so that then you could say Shema, what's called vesikin, by the sunrise. Now, b'shir this measurement of the beginning of the Netzachama is kama Isur Shah. It's like a tenth of an hour, which is 6 minutes. Koidim shatal hashemesh, before the whole body of the sun is seen on the surface of the land, which is that's the time of the nets itself. So that's when you should be finishing the Shema with its brachas and then starting the Shemoneh Esrei. Now, v'me'echer b'kara Kri'as Shema achar shatal hashemesh. Now, if someone delayed and to say Kri'as Shema when the sun's already been up, Yotzei Dechavasi, fulfills obligation, because Shaynasik is the time of Kri'as Shema is ad soif shalosh b'yam, until 3 halachic hours into the day, because that's when kings are still getting up, so it still qualifies for ubkumecha. L'misha'ava ve'echer, for someone who violated this primary principle of a sikin and delays it till then. Halachid beis. Now, Misha Hiktim b'kara Kri'as Shema shel shachas. Now, if someone went and said early the recital of Shema of the morning, achasha alam shachar, it's before the time of vesikin, before there's the right to end right before nets, but it was after at least the break of dawn. So even though he finishes already, and it's even before Netzachama, so he can't go straight from his Shema into Shema Neseh, it fulfills his obligation because there are some people who do get up from their sleep at this time. So after the fact, it is considered Uv Komecha. And in the pressing situation, someone was getting up early because he had to travel and he was concerned that he's not going to focus when he's traveling to say Shema. And even initially, one could say the Shema from when already there's Alei Shachar. If someone does say Shema after 3 hours into the day, even if beyond his control, is not fulfilled his obligation of saying Shema in its appropriate time. Rather, he's like someone who's just reading from the Torah, which is what Shema is, parashas in the Torah. But a Mavarch Lefanel, we can make the Birchas Kri'as which comes before and after it all day long, even if it delayed and he said it after 3 hours into the day. It's not Yitz's the Shema, but the Birchas Kri'as is even after 3 hours into the day.